Hello there, you're watching QTV Youth Dialogue. I am your host, Jennifer Sonko. It's always good to be back. Thank you for the amazing feedback from last week's show. So last week we discussed the Mandela Washington Fellowship, wishing all the applicants good luck. It's a very good initiative from the U.S. State Department, and we're hoping that the right people will get to benefit from this thing. But like we always say, it does not determine if you're a leader or not, but let's just keep pushing and giving back to our respective communities. So talking about giving back to our respective communities, today we'll be talking about women in robotics, which I think is very important. This is not the first time I'm dealing with it, but I'm dealing with it this time in a more specific approach. So we'll be talking about the first global robotics competition, and I'm happy about the fact that the entire team is female, which I'm happy about. I'm not being biased here, but guys, let's just accept that women are more vulnerable and sometimes they're not exposed to certain opportunities. But considering that this time we have a competition whereby it's all women, you know, it melts my heart. So welcome to the program, ladies. All right, you are Jena Bajalo.
Yes.
Thank you so much for joining us.
You're welcome.
All right, and Muminatu as well, Muminatu Baro. Thank you so much for joining us. So today we'll be discussing your journey, being part of the Hackathon Girls and the preparation as well when it comes to this particular competition. I know you're both science students, so please, when it comes to being shy and, you know, the science student kind of suit, please hang it somewhere, because we're about to have a serious conversation, a fun conversation about this. So first of all, Jainab, I'll start with you. Just talk to me about how you realized that you had talent for this, because in as much as robotics is something that you need to learn, you know, and get to learn all the basics and understand how to do it, there's talent as well in there. So how did you realize it, and how has the journey been so far?
I realized it like during the COVID period, because while we were at home, there were certain programs going on, like you had introduction to HTML and CSS, that is for coding class. So when I joined that class, I got a link to the Hackathon Girls class, to the organization, and that is where I got to really realize my talent in computer science and computer engineering. And it has been a wonderful journey so far, because I'm happy to say that now I'm very well established in robotics stuff, and it's wonderful, really.
All right.
Dealing with robots is great.
It's great.
Yes.
And she's, you know, she's good at robotic stuff. You know, I like the confidence. So Miminata, you too, is it the pandemic? Is it the same story, or you have a different story in relation to how you realize this is something you can do?
Well, mine is quite different.
Okay.
It would be dated back to 2018 when my school invited me to attend a Girls in ICT Commemoration Day. That place, at that commemoration place, I met lots of girls there who were dealing with robotics, and then they were certified with this robotics issue. And that is where I met the founder of Mozilla Club of Hackathon Girls, Mrs. Juma Balde, and she inspired me. That made me go to Facebook. I created a Facebook account, went to Facebook, looked for the Mozilla Club of Hackathon Girls, and then had their email, messaged them, and that was how I became a member of this Mozilla Club of Hackathon Girls.
So how has been the journey being a member of this? You're really passionate about this. I can see that.
Of course.
With the way you're explaining to me that Juma. So shout out to Juma. I can see that she's inspired a lot of other girls to do this. So shout out to her and keep up the good work.
Well, actually, the process was also really long. Before getting her email and everything, like the conversations, it was until last year that we had a very fruitful conversation.
Okay.
So before I became a member of the Mozilla Club of Hackathon Girls, we had regular interviews on phone. And then when she realized that I was really passionate to be a Mozillian, she made me a member of their club, and then had programs like the HTML and CSS online virtual course that we did.
Right.
Yeah.
Did you say H what? Because I don't understand that language, to be honest. You said H what?
It's HTML and CSS, hypertext markup language, and cascading style sheets. It's used for web programming.
Okay. Now I understand. It's used for web programming, right? Now I know, because that's not a language that I speak. So let's talk about some of the challenges, you know. I like to bring out challenges most of the time, because this is such a male dominated field. I don't know if you know that. Most of the time some of these things is male dominated, because considering the fact that they don't have chores, they don't have other responsibility that society puts on them. You know, when it comes to, we all know the gender roles in Gambia. So how difficult has this been as well? Because you have to balance chores, you have to balance schoolwork, and also paying attention to this. So how has that been for you? What are some of the barriers?
Well, actually, starting with the stereotypes, as you said, girls are not dominated in this field. But then I think I was not challenged on that side. I think like my parents first saw that I had passion for computer engineering stuffs, and so they also motivated me to be part of these groups. So then, like, during our meetings also, that is where the challenges are upon more. For example, the power outages, the transport, the transportation also.
Okay, it's
so
a challenge, right? Okay, so I think power outages, if Nawek is watching, the girls are here, they're saying power outages and all of that. But anyway, when it comes to power outages, it's not just the Gambia, it's just a general problem that Africa faces. But I'm hoping and praying that with the coming of the OMVG, some of these complaints we will not be hearing from school-going children. So moving on, Jainab, what has been the challenge? Is it the same, power outages, stereotypes and all of that? What is your challenge?
Yeah, mostly it's with the power outages when we have meetings, because we need internet to work.
Okay.
We need to use the internet, and if there's no power, there's no internet.
Okay.
So that is one problem. Transportation too, getting a transport system these days really hard.
Okay.
To come to meetings and then have to go back home. Sometimes you would stay long, and then parents will start calling, asking, because they're worried. So that is also a barrier, because we cannot work when you have to go back home late. Yeah,
and your mom will be like, don't put again, let her tell, you know. So these are some of the barriers. But
also, like these days in the Gambia, it's not really safe at night.
Okay.
Or stuff like that. So they become more worried to the point that they ask me to stay instead of going.
Oh.
Yeah.
Which is understandable.
Yes.
You know, parents sometimes just want to protect their kids and all of that. But anyway, I'm happy that you're able to push. Also, I'm liking this conversation.
And also, like, one of the challenges, Jennifer, I think we've forgotten, is that we're in grade 12 and then in our exams right now. So sometimes we would skip meetings, and then, so the group is 7. We are a 7 group. We are a 7 group. Okay. So like, if we are 3 that are in grade 12, and then if we go out, one has already traveled. So like, there would be less people to make the robot and then walk and everything, so that progress would be slower for that.
All right, and you are about to attend a competition, about to participate, not attend physically, because I'm aware that this is something that you'll be doing online instead of physically.
It's ongoing.
Okay, it's already ongoing, yes. So this is online instead of on site. So let's talk about that as well. How does it feel participating in a robotics competition online instead of on site? How are you trying to manage to make things look good?
Okay. Actually, we have like manuals to help, and then we also have YouTube where the power outages come in. So if you don't have power, you cannot have internet. But then we use the internet to be able to guide us to be able to work with this. So yes.
Okay, so now, Jainab, let's talk about what this robot is. You know, what are you trying to solve? You know, what problems is this particular robot working towards solving?
Actually, this robot is a challenge given by the competition, the FGC. So it's supposed to go through a certain path. They're given a specific measurement for it. It's supposed to go in a loop form, and it's a given measurement. So it's supposed to go in the shape. Okay. So that is it. We're just given challenges. This a part of a robotics challenge. There are 4 robotics challenges to go ahead with. So this is just one of them.
One of them. So Muminatu, what is this? What can this solve? You know, what is it trying to put together? Because most of the time, I can remember the last time I hosted girls like you. That went for this robotic competition in Ghana and came with a trophy. Their robot was meant to solve a specific problem when it comes to water. So I don't know if that's the same thing with this. What is this robot trying to solve here?
Oh, this one is quite different. I think it's just the base for all other robotic challenges. Like This one is just a drivetrain. It's called a drivetrain delivery. It will only be used for movement, basically. So when we want to add something else, like carrying stuffs, we can put it there. So this would be the base for everything.
All right. So how has the competition been so far?
It has been wonderful. I really enjoyed it. Building the robot is so amazing. Yes. Competition, it has ups and downs, but building the robot has made it amazing.
Made it amazing?
Yeah.
What about you, Muminatu? What has been the amazing aspect so far?
We've started since June, June this year for the competition, and then it was divided into 3 phases, phases 1, 2, and 3. Right now we're in the 3rd phase.
Okay.
So the first phase did not require us to make this robot. We were just supposed to document everything, like given a challenge to work on an engineering notebook and then submit it. So phases 2 was connected to this phase 3, where we're going to work on this robot. So it's actually 4 different types of robots that we'll be making.
Okay.
This is just one of it.
So this is just one of it. So what can you just tell us what should we expect with the other ones? Are those ones actually problem-solving robots, or it's just going to be basic like this one?
For the problem-solving, we did that in the phase 1 of the challenge.
What was that about?
We were given 4 different categories: health, environment, education, and economy to choose to solve, because the theme of this year's competition is discover and recover. Okay. So during the pandemic, many things have been going down. So they gave us 4 categories to choose from, and then find a problem in any category and then try to solve it. So the problem we chose was the misguidance of people on the COVID-19, because we all know with the conspiracy theories, myths about COVID is not real, the vaccine. So that is why we chose that problem. And we also made research by going to doctors' offices to make research, and they all gave us one main problem, which was the misguidance of people. Because if people were not misguided, they would be wearing masks, taking the vaccine, and then it will lower the COVID-19 risk.
Okay. So Muminatu, how did you ensure that this can be solved, considering you brought about problem-solving topics?
Okay, so when we found out that the problem was what Jennifer stated, we brainstormed on possible solutions for that problem. We came up with different solutions, like making posters and posting it on public places so that people might see it, creating animations and videos to be made to be put on our social media pages, and then creating an app also. Using the STEM knowledge we have.
Okay, so is the app ongoing? Is it ongoing right now?
It's ongoing, yes. It's not done yet.
It's not done yet.
Yes.
It's still something that you're working on.
Exactly.
All right, so that is quite clear. So now let's talk about future plans. As young girls, 18 or even below 18, let's talk about future plans that you have. Is this something that you want to pursue, or do you want to be doctors? Because most science students want to be doctors. So I don't know if that is the case in this aspect. So tell us, let us know.
That was the case with me. Before starting senior school, I wanted to be a doctor. If anyone asked me, what do you want to be? I say, I would be a doctor. But then when I realized my passion for robotics and after researching, especially when I've gone to the commemoration of Girls in ICT Day, I realized that being a doctor is not everything that a science student must be. So I started researching more, and then came forward with computer engineering, which is a combination of computer science and electrical engineering. Okay.
So that is what you want to be now?
Yeah.
It's established, right?
Yes.
No changes?
Yes.
No doctor thing?
No.
Okay, what about you?
Well, for me it's different, because it's not people saying you have to be a science student to be a doctor. I had the passion for it. You want to be a doctor? Yes, because
I told you guys, excuse me, what do you think? It's expected. Anyway, I'm just joking. I'm just joking.
But the type of doctor I want to be, it's a combination of computer engineering or computer science and health.
Okay, let us know. How can you ensure that?
Yeah, but there are courses you take in the university. There's biomed. You can also take a major in pre-med and then take a minor in computer science, or do it both ways. So I don't know, I'm really ambitious to do that, but I don't know whether it will work. Yes.
Okay, but as long as you're ambitious, push for it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
and you
really
guys,
have
let me
love
tell
for
you
it.
something. I just feel like they're kids to me, obviously. I know some of my people out there will say, "Who are you to call them kids?" But in front of me, they are. You guys, to be honest, I just feel like you people are so ambitious, and which is a good thing. You people are so good at research, which is very important. Whatever you do, you have to make sure you research and you're on top of issues. I'm happy about the fact that you're able to research some of your courses and you already know some of the courses that you can do, what to blend and what not to blend. So as long as you have the passion for it, nothing is impossible. You can eventually push for it. So you can be the doctor that is a combination of a doctor and
Yeah, a computer scientist or an engineer.
yeah. Right? You say, let's just follow your progress to see how it ends up.
Yeah.
All right. So we have a doctor here and we also have a computer scientist. And the exams is already ongoing. How is it going so far, the grade 12 exams?
It's going fine, but it's tough.
It's
a little
tough?
bit. No, not really tough, but it's because some days I had together, like I just had 3 papers in 3 consecutive
Days? Which one
So
and which one and which one?
I had agric practical, further maths, and biology.
Did you just say for the maths? Okay, moving on to tell me. Just tell me how is it so far, the exams?
Same thing with her. And adding this robotics meetings there, so it would be really, your schedule would be really compact.
Yeah, but it's good. That is what you call multitask.
Okay.
You guys are multitasking already, and eventually when you get to grow older, multitasking won't be a problem anymore. So good luck when it comes to the competition. Is there a prize attached to it?
Yes, there are different prices. Because of the solution phase 1, each team is into different categories,
Yeah.
the health, the environment, the economic, and the education. So one prize is like in each team, 3 prizes will be given for the top 3.
Okay.
Like through the engineering notebook.
All right.
So for each category, like we are in category health, so there will be a prize for first, second, and third.
That's good.
We are also doing social media challenges.
Okay.
So they also give points, technical challenges like the robots. So apart from the solutions phase 1 award, there's also award for the general. There's a general award.
That's very good.
First 3. And also there's award for the
Courageous.
courageous
Oh,
award.
the mentors as well.
And the mentors
And
award.
luckily for us, we have a mentor here. So the mentor will join us shortly to talk to us about this activity as well. So thank you so much, ladies. I'm wishing all of you good luck. Congratulations and good luck. Surprise biñu bu len ma faté da ngeen sé dama sé c'est la boka de. C'est team bi la boka technically. So ñu sété ko noonu. Thank you so much Muminatu and Jainaba for coming on the program. So viewers, I will just take a short commercial break, and in this break I also interviewed other members of your team, just so they also talk to me about how their motivation came about when it comes to robotics and how the competition has gone so far. So thank you so much for joining me. So viewers, we will take a look at that, and when we come back the conversation continues. Do stay tuned.
My name is Aisha Demba. I am 16 years old and I am a graduate of Marina International School. So my robotics journey, it started when I was really young. I can say maybe 11 to 12 years old. And I got into the robotics club in our school. And basically my teacher there helped me throughout, teaching me, showing me how to, build the different robots using different kits and stuff. Now I got really good at it. So he basically chose me to go and represent the school in a competition at MRC. And then from there, even though we did not win that competition, through my hard work and dedication, I was chosen to go and represent the Gambia in Ghana for the Pan-African Robotics competition. So during the Pan-African Robotics competition, I met a lot of people there. I had teammates that are now family to me, and we've gotten really close, and like we really worked as a team. We all had different roles. I was a strategist, some other person was a driver, another person was programming and stuff. And even though we had our individual roles, we still also did other things. Like if someone needed help with the coding, we would help with that. So we help with different things, aspects of building the robot. And in the competition at Ghana, it was really tough because we were really seen as underdogs, to be honest. Because, you know, Gambia, no one would expect Gambia to like win a competition that like with, you know, teams like Djibouti, Senegal, you know. So it was like the whole like West African area basically where they're competing with us, and we actually came out on top. We won, we took first, and we came back and we celebrated, and it was really nice. That was in 2019, and in that same year too, I was chosen to also go to Dubai to represent the Gambia for the first Global Challenge 2019. Yes, and that one was bigger because it was like the Olympics for robotics. It was every country that you could ever imagine was there, like 188 countries. So basically, first global robotics challenge that basically brought kids from all around the world and gave them one problem, like the UN Sustainable Goals list. They took one problem from there and they gave it to us to find a solution to, or solutions to. So then we built a robot that basically solved the problem that they gave us or made us face. That also made us go through a lot of challenges, building the robot, trying to figure out strategies and ways in which it can solve that particular problem and trying to come out on top. But then the thing about First Global was that we had alliances with other countries, so you don't work alone. They try to like inspire and try to like insist on us working together with other countries, other nations. So it's like you'll be in alliance with Team China, or you'll be in alliance with Team USA, or be in alliance with Team Rwanda, for instance. So it's like you work together to solve that problem. You have a common goal, so you come together and at the end of the day, it doesn't matter really. It's about like the team itself. You individually doesn't matter. So they try to like instill teamwork into us as much as possible. So with all of those experiences that I've gotten, I also joined the Mozilla Club of Hackathon Girls, which teaches web literacy and just allows us to be able to expose to STEM, which is science, technology, engineering, and mathematics, as a career path and as a study, like a field. I was chosen again to represent the Gambia for last year's First Global and this year's First Global too. So for last year, it was really difficult because we were in a pandemic, so there was no way we could meet. And like First Global did not send in any robot kits. We didn't have any, so there was still a First Global challenge because, you know, no matter what happens in this world, there's always going to be problems. So they wanted to make us connect communities, even though we were apart from each other. And that was a really difficult challenge. But we went through that and we came out, you know, strong. Team Gambia, we participated, we represented the Gambia. And this year too, we're doing the same. But this year is a little bit better because they sent us the robot kits and we have we're a little bit more exposed. It's more challenging though because they have more tasks. You have the phase 1, phase 2, phase 3, robotics challenge, CubeSat prototype, which is like a whole satellite thing. So it's really complicated. You have to like really be dedicated to it. You have to put your all into it. And you know, with our personal lives, some of us have exams, grade 12. I graduated recently. I go to work sometimes. So it's like it's really hectic, but we still try to find time in our personal schedules to like go on Zoom and have a meeting and try to get the work done. And we try to be as remote and virtual as we can. So basically use Zoom. Sometimes we go on Zoom calls until 3 a.m. in the morning, sleeping on the call. You know, sometimes we go like we don't. And since the country has got back, you know, it's come back from the pandemic, we're able to like go to the office and just meet with each other physically. And even that is sometimes challenging because like you might have stuff there that is like you know, the raining season and stuff like that. So it's like, and the internet might not be as fast. And you're working with other countries too, so they have time differences and stuff. There's a lot of challenges that we face. But at the end of the day, I feel like if we persevere and we like, you know, give it our all, like as a team, we'll like get it done as Team Gambia.
Hello, my name is Aissatou Job. I am 16 and I am attending Don McMath Foundation School. I am a member of the Mozilla Club of Hackathon Girls. It all started when I was attending Swallow Center for Emancipating Education, who invited Ms. Juma and her colleague, Mrs. Umi. They taught us basic scientists or basic computer skills, but then when we were done, I went to Don McMath Foundation School, and then it all continued, it never stopped. I was part of the Mozilla Club of Hackathon Girls. So Ms. Juma then decided to introduce us to the robotics system, and then we were all going through with it. There were some struggles, and there are still some struggles, but then we're fine with it because it will still be okay because we are motivated by Ms. Juma and we're encouraged. So during the whole process, we're facing some problems because in the Gambia, the network system is not very fine. But we're still working with it because we still have Ms. Juma and Mr. Mar and Mr. Marabi by our side to help us. And then I want to say a big thank you to them because they made us venture into the STEM system, and it's really having a good impact on our lives.
My name is Ami Sankare. I'm 17 years old. I'm currently attending Dawes Comprehensive Senior Secondary School. I'm in grade 12. So I've been part of the Mozilla Hackathon Girls for 4 years now. My journey and experience have been amazing, and I have learned a lot of things throughout. When I joined the Hackathon Girls, I wasn't able to code. I didn't know anything about computer or whatever. So when I joined the club, that was when I learned about computer literacy. I was able to develop my own app and my own website. And I joined the FGC, which is First Global Robotics, in 2018. And since then, I've been representing the Gambia in 2018 and 2019 and 2020 and this year as well. And my experience has been amazing. I've learned a lot of things throughout my journey. I was able to meet with other teams, cooperate with them, and it has been amazing.
Welcome back, viewers, from that short break. If you're just tuning in, you're watching QTV Youth Dialogue, and I'm your host, Jennifer Sonko. So those girls were also talking about their journey in robotics and all of that. So like I mentioned, we have a mentor here as well, Marabi Haidara, to take us through Hackathon Girls in general. This is something we should have started with, but I was so excited that I saw that the team was all girls, and I wanted to give them the chance to come first and talk about their journey before the mentor comes in. So Marabi, thank you so much for joining us here.
Thank you very much. Happy to be here with you.
Yeah, I'm so inspired by the girls. You know, they have a lot of energy, a lot of passion for what they're doing.
Sure.
Yeah.
Of course,
So how, as an organization, have you been able to instill this in these children?
Okay, the Hackathon Girl is led by Miss Juma. But when you look at the first global robotic competition, we have two organizations who combine together, collaborate to make sure that we have Team Gambia, which is the Hackathon Girls, and we also have Gambia Participates.
Okay.
So I am from Gambia Participates. I work there as social media officer and communication strategist. So I am selected from the Gambia Participate perspective, and then with the Hackathon Girl mentors, we join together to form the first global team, as always.
Okay.
Yeah. So this girl, I think they are the best I have ever worked with when it comes to this robotic work.
Okay.
Not even the robotic, from the engineering part of it, how they understand things which during our tender age we never knew how.
You know, I told them they're so they're with some of the things that they're doing, they're actually researching what they're doing from now. So which is amazing.
So they're actually doing everything. For us, I think we're just there to guide them and answer some of the questions that they could not understand, and make sure that they are at the office on time, and also they leave, check on them, but everything is being done by them. Yeah.
All right, so take us through the competition as well. How has it been, considering the fact that it's online? Must have been difficult.
Yeah, of course it is, because when you close from work, I have to stay in the office, wait for them to close from school, some from studies. That will be 4:30, then they come there, we do the work, guide them. Sometimes we'll be in the office till 10 o'clock at night to making sure that the challenge is done, because when you look at the first global challenge, every day is a challenge, and each challenge has a point, and we don't want to miss even half a point.
Okay.
So we want to make sure that every challenge is done before we leave. So some of the challenges are kind of challenging, as in the name challenge.
Yeah.
So we have to spend more time there. And of course, because it is COVID, some of our members could not attend frequently because their parents wouldn't allow them to do so. So you have to choose certain days to be part of the team.
But didn't you visit their parents and have a consent form whereby they would sign and tell them some of the things that these kids will be doing? Did you guys do that?
Yeah, that was done. I think the problem was, okay, one of the kids in their home, her uncle got COVID-19, so he contracted COVID-19.
Okay.
So they were asked to stay there until everything is settled.
Okay, so that was the reason.
That was the reason why.
But apart from that, parents are cooperating?
Yeah. Although they will always be calling, will tell, no, don't worry, we are here.
Yeah, and it's important, you know, it's expected that parents have to call and follow up on all of that.
And we also make sure that we did our part, calling them, making sure that they reach home, talk to their parents that whether they are home now. If they are not home, we make sure that they are home on time.
Okay, so where's the funding coming from? Because the kids talked about transportation problems, which means if there's enough funding, then they would have access to proper transportation to take them home to make sure they're safe. So is there any budget coming from any organization to fund this particular activity?
Actually, the first global competition is a non-for-profit organization based in the US. So their focus is to make sure that we have kids who have the needed tools in their own community, so they could be able to tackle the world's most pressing challenges and trying to find solution to it. And by doing so, they should have that environment. They should be able to give back to the community, and they can only do that when they have the environment, when they have the cooperation, when they have the support. So coming back to your question, as mentors, we make sure that as far as this is not funded by us in the Gambia, and we are not receiving any fund from any stakeholder, even though we did visit some stakeholders who are obviously youth-led stakeholders. One is NYC, to making sure that they also understand that the Gambia is being represented by these particular people.
Okay, so what did the NYC say, the National Youth Council?
They said they will support us, but no time frame was given. Yeah, but that's all they said.
But
they
are yet to support.
They are yet to do so.
Okay.
So for transportation issue, mostly it's because of car scarcity in this country, especially when it's very late, because some of these people are coming all the way from Brusubi, others Sukuta, others Lamin. So going to those places is very difficult, especially if it's late. Yeah.
All right, so we hope we'll be able to get funding to be able to make sure that some of the challenges that the kids are going through, they're not. So also, take us through the training process. I know you said these girls do most of it, but prior to that, I'm sure they must have been trained in several areas. So what are these? What are those areas?
Yeah, like it was said before, these are from Hackathon Girls. Others are from Hackathon Girls Mozilla, because it categorized into two.
Okay.
The Mozilla is for them, the kids that are going to school, and the Hackathon, real Hackathon one, is for the elders, maybe those that are going to the college and university and doing the how to call it, the computer sciences. So they teach them HTML. They explain the HTML to you. HTML, if you have to explain it to someone who doesn't understand
it will be hard,
programming,
right? Yeah.
I will just say, if I build this structure, just the structure without any design, without any renovation, is called HTML.
Okay.
So CSS is when you have the colors to make sure that
when you
this
add
page
the look to
looks like this, this particular page looks like this. That's CSS. So trying to make them understand that you can use this and this combined together and have something. They also have other programmings like this, how it is programmed. This should be 4, so this is only 1. It's called the base. So we can have 3 other robots on top of this. So we can have a robot that can be of service to you. In fact, maybe you are here in TV, you can have a robot that will be making a coffee. Maybe someone makes coffee for you. The robot can bring it here for you. So that part also is there. So we try to make sure we teach them all these levels, the ones they don't understand, because the competition has principle, that is, mentors, you should not participate directly. Just show them the way and let them do it. And they have been fantastic in
They have been fantastic in relation to that. So do you think we have what it takes as a team to win something before we close?
Yeah, I know.
Are we close? What sign have you seen so far throughout the start of the competition to show that we can get something to bring home?
Yeah, I think throughout the program, from the beginning to now, because very soon it will phase out, I see the Gambia, Team Gambia, obviously winning something again this year.
And what have you seen? Why? What prompted you to say that?
That is, first, I think we have we have submitted all the challenges that is required of us. Even the ones that have only 1 point, we have made attempt to make sure that we solve it. We have our engineering notebook, which is very important, and that is also there. We have an alliance of 3 countries, which is very rare. Mostly the alliance usually is 2 countries, but for us we have the Gambia, we have Rwanda, and we have Malawi, which is fantastic. Which will
when
give
you
us
say
more
alliance,
fun.
what do you mean?
Okay, you know, it is in stages, and we have more than 200 countries participating. So in this stage, that is phase 3, you have to collaborate with other countries. But your category has to be the same. For example, we have education, health, economic, and we are health. So they are going to look at other countries that are also doing health and also doing
and
COVID,
collaborate those
and we
countries.
collaborate. So we happen to have the team Rwanda and team Malawi.
And they're good teams?
Yeah, they are good, but we are good
as well.
We are good as well. So I would say we are ahead of us in terms of leadership board, because you can see your scores. So we are ahead of many teams, including the alliance team. So we are also doing our best. It's like we are working every day, because there are days that you have to meet with the alliance, there are days that you have to work on the engineering book, there are days that you have to do this, there are days that you have to do social media challenge. So every day you are doing that.
So you as a mentor, do you think you're doing what's right? Because mentors also have awards. Do you think you'll bring one home for us?
Yes, I think I will bring one for
Why?
the guy.
Why? You believe or you think? Which is which?
Okay, let me take the right one. I believe I can I can bring one to the Gambia, because I spend almost every day from morning to night. I will be in the office, making sure that the girls are there. Even after work, I have to wait for them. Some of them close 4:30, so we can make so before we leave the office, a particular task is done. And when we are going anywhere, I make sure I am there first, or if I have to pick them up, I pick everyone, then go there. Make sure they are not hungry, but today they are kind of hungry. So because we are
here, I am hungry too.
So from here we have to go and eat, then continue fixing this one.
All right. Okay. So thank you so much, Marabi, for coming on this platform and talking about Hackathon Girls and the first global robotics competition as well. I'm wishing the girls good luck and wishing you as well good luck when it comes to the mentors category to bring something on. So any final words?
Okay, my final word will go to stakeholders. The future is STEM, and STEM education is really lacking in the Gambia. So I am appealing to stakeholders to make sure they invest more into STEM education. And also this will encourage more girls to participate, as in Team Gambia. We have all girls, which is very unlikely.
Which is good.
But it's welcoming that all of them are girls. But this is only possible if they have the environment, if they have the resources to be able to participate in such competition. So do you know what each of these are? What each of these things are? Because I'm a bit curious. You know how journalists can be. Okay, this is the battery. If you fix the battery, you see it's on. So without the battery, this will not. This is the controller hub. There is a machine that controls this. So it can only control it when the battery is fixed to it. So with the controller, you also connect it to another controller. So it's going to be wireless, because this one has an inbuilt wireless. So you can use that controller and leave this robot here. Then you control it from your end. Without even any wireless.
And what are these?
So this is a motor. This is the reason why this and this are working. And this one is connected to this three
as well.
So this is the chain to make sure it moves. It runs smoothly.
Amazing. All right. So thank you so much, Marafi Haidara.
Marabi.
I'm just saying Marafi. Marabi Haidara, thank you so much for coming on the program. And like I mentioned, I'm wishing you good luck and wishing the girls good luck as well. We will follow to see what the results will be, and when you guys get your prizes, I'll be happily coming over to get my share of the prize as well for publicity.
You'll be the first to know.
I'll be the first to know, right? So viewers, I'm afraid that is all we have time for. Don't forget to connect with us on our different social media platforms to stay connected with what QTV has to offer. My personal social media handles are as well in front of you. Contact me like they did. They contact me. They reached out to me. I didn't. So it's also good sometimes to reach out to me and maybe I might not be able to respond as quick as you want, but eventually, whoever you are, you're a young person doing extremely well out there. You'll find your way here someday. So bye for now. Looking forward to another interesting program next week. Bye.